Good morning from the West and welcome to Coast to Coast. I'm Cari Champion. So listen, the last time the Los Angeles Rams scored a touchdown, again, was Christmas Eve at Anaheim Stadium. Sadly, that record is still intact for the Los Angeles franchise. But before we get to that late game, LZ Granderson joins us now. And LZ, I know that you did your research prior to coming on set, and you actually found out some interesting assessments to this entire situation. But first, let me ask you this. What's your reaction to the decision to move the NCAA tournament games out of North Carolina? With who the NCAA is, do you think that schools such as Duke and North Carolina, which are in North Carolina, will have some type of reaction to this? What will be their response? Johnson here with us every single Tuesday to help break down Monday night games and give us some insight into the games as we look ahead. So first, let's start with last night, Josh Norman and AB. How would you describe that matchup?
Well, I think it was a great matchup, but
before he came and talked, you know how y'all do a little talking.
you do some talking too, girl.
Oh, yes, I do. And so, but it's the nature of the relationship between those two positions. If you're Josh Norman this morning, how do you feel? NFC East, you mentioned Des Bryant. Do you see them trying to do man-on-man for him and Des eventually? I want to move on to the Rams because you had an interesting take on this, something I hadn't heard on the network. You all but said that the 0 points wasn't necessarily indicative of the players, but perhaps the system. Our Keyshawn Johnson joining us here every Tuesday with his philosophy. We're talking about Rams and the 49ers. You mentioned about just enough. Jared Goff, they move up to get him to be the #1 pick, and then they sit him, and it looks as if he may not even play. He's third. They're easing the rookie in. What's your take on that? Rams games in the near future?
I'm sure I'll be a couple.
Well, I see you at any USC games.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
Do you want to come with me to some UCLA games?
I'll be at the UCLA-SC game.
Okay, so who's going to win? We make a small wager?
Too far.
It's too, you ready?
Too far
you ready?
down the line.
You ready?
I think both of us, we need to just
pump the brakes. Speaking of college ball, Keyshawn Johnson, thank you so much for joining us.